Hey guys, so we are just jumping into this look. The first thing I'm going to do is moisturize my skin. Moisturizing your face really helps to protect it from all the makeup that we're going to apply. So this is a really important step, especially when even doing Halloween makeup, you know what I mean. So I'm just going to moisturize my face, and then we're going to moisturize our lips with my Best Damn lip mask. I am going to be putting on like a liquid lip, so this is just a must for me. Then usually before any kind of look like this, I'll just kind of stare at myself for a little bit and kind of try to picture what I want to do, because I kind of have a vision in my head of what I want, but you know, it's like never clear. So I just kind of map out like roughly what I want to do, and then we can move on to foundation. So I'm just going to be using the darkest foundation I have, which really doesn't look that dark here. I wanted to make myself more tan this time, because I feel like when I do like creepy ghoulish looks, I always tend to make myself really white, and I wanted our fortune teller to just be like really tan, like she's just been traveling from fair to fair, telling fortunes and keeping souls. So I'm going to make myself super dark. I'm just laying down the foundation first to give my skin a little bit of coverage before I go in with this bronzing spray, because I didn't think that the spray would give me like the coverage that I wanted on my face. So this is what I'm gonna use to bronze the body up. It's from Sephora, and it's just like an instant bronzing spray. I've never used it before, but I actually really like it. I'm just spraying it on pretty much all over my chest and arm area, and then I'm going to take the foundation brush that I use just to kind of buff it in the skin and make it look a lot more smooth. The color was really great that it gave off, and it didn't transfer onto anything, and then it just washed off in the shower. So if you're ever like in a rush and you gotta make yourself a super duper tan, this stuff was super duper good. When I put my hands up together, it like really shocked me. I was like, oh my God, not that I had made myself so tan, but just that I was so pale. So moving on to brows, I'm going to use the darkest color from the Anastasia like brow powder palette. And then I'm going to kind of draw the front like sparsely, like I have hairs growing out, like she's just, you know, too evil to pluck her brows. So I just wanted them to kind of look a little bushy. They ended up looking a lot bushy, but I didn't mind it. Next for the eyes, I'm laying down a black cream. This is from the Makeup Forever Flash palette. I just wanted to lay down some kind of base. Again, when I'm doing these looks, I'm just kind of winging it. So I'm sorry if they're all over the place sometimes, but that's just how my brain works. I'm gonna blend that color out and then pack a little bit of this color from a Milk Cosmetics stack. And I'm just going to pack that onto the lid and then blend it out the same way using that same brush that we blended out the cream color with. Next, I'm taking a coppery pigment, and I did dampen my brush a little bit, and I'm placing that on the lids of my eye. The thing that I like about doing looks like this is you can get a little sloppy, and it just kind of makes your person look more creepy. So with black shadow, I'm placing that in the inner corners of the eyes and dragging it towards the nose and then up into the crease a little bit. This just kind of gives us the appearance of being a little more hollow and sunken in the eye area. Here I'm just taking a clean brush to kind of just diffuse that color and blend it out a little more. Then I'm going to do a little bit of winged liner. I'm using the NYX matte liquid liner. This liquid liner is almost completely empty from that last zombie look that I did, so must get another one soon because I love it. For lashes, I thought I was going to use these, and then the more I looked at them, I was like, no ma'am. So I'm just going to stack a pair of lashes. I stacked them first time on my eye, but be smarter and stack them off your eye because it just wasn't easy to get the other lash on, so do it before you put them on. One was just thicker and one was just a little more wispy. Taking a gold pigment, I'm going to place that on the lid, and I'm going to take the copper pigment in a second and just kind of blend it together. I just wanted that eye area to be a little more visible than what was going on before. Then I'm going to highlight, not so much to cover my dark circles, I'm just highlighting, adding a little bit of lighter color for more dimension on the face. Taking this gold paint from Graftobian, it's water activated, I'm going to start mapping out the symbol that I'm going to have on my forehead. I decided to go with the symbol that represented darkness. I just Googled fortune teller symbols, and this was like one of the first things that came up. So a lot of people do like the third eye. I just wanted to do a different symbol, but the eye is cool. It will just take you a little bit longer time than just doing like an easy symbol like this guy. I did fill in the symbol with the gold cream color from the Flash palette, and I also drug that through my brows as well. And then we are going to outline our symbol using a liquid liner just because it makes it pop more. Then I'm going to carve out the cheekbones. I just used matte gray and black shadows. There was like a light gray, a dark gray, and then a black. This is just from a Morphe palette. And I also drug it up into the temples. I think I put it down on like my jawline. I just probably don't show you guys. And then I just want it to be like super chiseled. So I just put a little bit of the Blvd N powder. I think this is the pink one. Not sure, it might be the white one. I just used that. And then I wanted to add some highlight, and it just went crazy with the silver shadow. So, but I liked it once it was blended out. I liked the way the shimmery shadows looked on the face, so I just contoured more with those. This is just an Studio Fix powder in NW20. I just wanted to like whiten up this area. And yeah, we can get rid of that powder down below. And then I just went in with like a kind of like a magenta-y color and just used that to intensify the contour some more. I feel like I've been talking forever, sorry. Taking that same like magenta color we were contouring with, I started to drag that underneath my lower lash line, kind of pulling it out towards the highest point of my cheekbone, keeping it kind of away from the corner of the eye. I just wanted it mainly on the outer corners. And then I just went over it with like a purpley shade and basically did the same thing, just kind of pulling the color out towards the highest points of the cheekbone. Taking a black liner, I'm going to line my inner waterline, and then we're also going to line underneath the lower lash line, and then we're going to diffuse that color with just a pencil brush, and then we can set that with a little bit of black shadow under there as well. Next, I'm going to start drawing the veins underneath my eyes. At first, I started with a light gray shadow, and I liked how it looked, but it was just like a pain in the ass, to be honest. So I just grabbed the liquid liner and started to go over all the little lines that I make. You can do this really easily, just drawing little squiggly lines coming out from your eyes. You really can't mess your veins up. I also took some red cream from the Flash palette and drew some red lines in there as well. Or veins, lines, whatever you want to call it. And then I threw a little bit of powder over them just to kind of tone the color down and make them look like they're more like in the skin. I'm going to contour the nose a little bit. I'm just dragging that black shadow down the bridge of the nose, right on the sides, and then I'm adding a little bit of that magenta color in there on the corners and diffusing it with a brush, and then I'll go in with like a stippling brush and diffuse the color more. Right here, this is what I'm talking about. For the lips, I'm going to use the same black liner that we use for our waterline, and I'm going to use that first to just map out the top and the bottom lip. I'm not going to go all the way to the corner because we are going to be extending our outer corners to a little point. So for that, I'm going to use liquid liner. It's really easy. You just kind of want to wing the top lip out, like extend it past your natural lip, and then connect the point to your bottom lip. It's super easy, I promise. Just try it, and if you don't succeed at first, then wipe it off and try again. To fill in the lips, I'm going to use Anastasia's Midnight, the liquid lip, and then just fill the whole thing in. You could just use a black cream or anything like that if you didn't have this actual lip color. And this lip shade will dry down to a matte shade, but while it's still wet, I'm going to take a gold pigment and I'm going to add that to the center of the lip on the top and the bottom. Then I'm just gonna kind of suck in and any kind of hollows that I see on my neck, I'm just going to further enhance those with shadow. I'm using first a black shadow, and then I'll use that same like magenta silvery color. I don't know, I just really liked how it looked on the tan skin, and just go over all of that. I felt like the chest needed something, so I had a bunch of temporary tattoos, so I decided to just stick the creepiest one I could find, which is like a little skeleton lady, and it was just like a temp tattoo. Just put it on your chest, hold it there for like 30 seconds with water, and voila! You can add a little bit of translucent powder to the temporary tattoo to take away that like shiny effect that it has. I'm gonna add on some contacts. I use this swirly one because I kind of envision like this is how she would like hypnotize you and get you into her tent of death. And then just a white lens. I have to put them on after I do my makeup because I just cannot see in these things. So these were the symbols that I found, and I decided to draw some on my knuckles for you guys. I am going to be adding a bunch of rings that I got from Forever 21, but if you didn't have a bunch of rings, you could just draw these onto your fingers to give like your costume like a little added extra effect. I was saying I couldn't draw it on my other hand because I was like struggling, but I actually got a few symbols on there and I was pretty proud of myself. I'm just roughing up the symbol on the head because I felt like it looked too clean looking to me because she's like demented. I'm like, this symbol cannot be just so nice, so I just threw some shadow around to like rough it up. And then once that's complete, this makeup look is pretty much done. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit more just because I have a little bit more. So I'm gonna throw a little bit of fake dirt on, which I really liked for her because it just made her look like she's been out in the elements, like reading people's fortunes and then taking their souls. I don't know. But I'm gonna throw on, oh, so here's all the jewelry that I got. I got it from Forever 21 on clearance. I just fit as many rings as I could on my fingers. And then I'm gonna throw on a blonde wig because I have a black turban and I thought it would just look better against the blonde. So be careful when you throw a wig on if you're gonna wear a wig, because I messed up that whole symbol on my head and had to redraw it. Again, be careful if you're putting on a little turban like this. Actually, I don't even know what these are called. When I bought it, it did say turban on it though. This is actually a belly dancer skirt that I found from the Halloween store, but I decided to tie it on because I wanted a little more color up there. I'm gonna rough up the hair a little bit because she is demented and she can't have nice hair, but after that, this look is pretty much complete. So I hope you guys enjoyed this demented fortune teller. I don't have anything else to tell you guys except I love you. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.